I'm being dramatic, but it's cold. I harvested some tomatoes. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. I feel like a successful plant mom. I don't know if you guys remember, in this video over here I planted some vegetables. I ate the lettuce and it didn't last long, and then the red bell peppers didn't grow, the kiwi, the strawberries, none of that stuff grew, but the cherry tomatoes, doing a good job. What is up, my loves? Welcome back to the channel. For those that are new here, welcome. For those that have been here a while, welcome back. So we have a new addition to the family. Well, not so new, it's been here a while, only that you guys on YouTube haven't seen it. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you probably have seen this. I feel like it's been a minute since I last sat down and spoke to you guys. I also feel the need to reintroduce myself. My name is Sheila, the creator of Madame Bay, and on this channel we talk about everything personal growth, wellness, finances, securing the bag, all them things, them basically being your own bae. And today's topic is going to be how to live a soft life on a budget. I personally realized that I love soft life. I love the soft life, and soft life means different things to different people. Now, one thing you need to realize is that in life there are seasons for having fun and spending money, and then there are also seasons for making the money. I believe I'm right now in the season to make and save money, but before this, meaning all of summer and spring, I was spending a lot of money, and at first I felt bad, but then I looked back on all the things I've been spending money on, and all of them are experiences I will never take back. I enjoyed the experiences. I recorded some of them, you might have seen, but I really honestly wouldn't take it back for the world. So if you've been here a while, you know I'm always on a budget, trying to get a deal with everything. But then during this summer, that's when I realized how much I like soft life. And soft life means different things to different people, because I know there is people that go like, oh, soft life is only for the entrepreneurs who can have their own jobs and blah blah blah, which is true, but it's different for everyone. My standard is not your standard. In this video, I will also be sharing with you some tips on how you can just spend within your means, deal the cards you've been dealt. Again, we look at all these Instagram models, people on TikTok, Pinterest, and all these things, and we think that this is what our lives should be. But no, you can have an equally satisfying soft life with the cards that you've been dealt. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So what's the real definition of soft life? Oh my god, I just looked at the date and today would have been my dad's birthday, 2nd October, but unfortunately he passed away last year. I don't know, but I've been having all these revelations of why I've been putting in half-assed work and all these things, but I've been grieving, and everyone grieves very differently. I might look like I'm okay, but deep down, the work that I'm putting out does not, I don't know, it doesn't show that I'm okay. Like, I've been chilling too much, So I guess that was my form of dealing with my dad's death, and maybe I'm still dealing and I do not know. Everyone deals in different ways. Anyway, definition of soft life. Here we go. Soft life, the act of simply living a life with less stress, worrying, and concern, making better decisions that benefit your overall well-being. You don't prioritize fitting in, following trends, you just live in your own divine purpose. I feel like that is self-explanatory. I couldn't have explained it better, because an example of soft life for me is when I go out with my friends and let's say one of the person was driving, but I want to go back home, I'm tired the night, like I don't like the struggle of having to wait, I don't know, for people to make up their minds. I mean, I used to, but I'm not in that place right now. I can afford to get an Uber, I'm going to freaking take an Uber. It's raining, or like I'm going to work and I'm, feeling lazy, I'll take an Uber. First of all, I live downtown. Now imagine me having a car downtown, having all these tickets. You and my friends have tickets upon tickets, parking this, parking that. I'd rather pay for an Uber, which I don't take regularly. I was taking Ubers regularly there for a while, but I think I shared that in a video with you guys. I became more mindful with it and I stopped taking Ubers, and also because summer was here, so it was very easy to take the bike. Oh my god, the last time I rode a bike I was like 8, and I wasn't the best at it. I taught myself how to ride a bike this summer, and it's been the best mode of transport because it gets you everywhere. And thank God for city electric bikes. That's why I was saying you do not need, oh, if you see a video of someone in their car or doing this, you don't need that. You need things that are within your means, and I'm going to teach you how to live within your means in just a second. Like I was saying, soft life is about self-care, nutrition, moving your body with love, getting enough sleep, creating routines that work for you, morning and evening routines. As you can see, I'm big on my morning routines. I've been trying to work on an evening routine, not quite there yet, but one of the things I've learned how to do is unplug, because unplugging is very important. I used to be this kind of person that's always available to work. Oh, they call me at midnight, they call me at 1, they call me at 3 a.m. and I'm picking up. And I thought about it, I'm like, do I even make enough money to be called at these hours? So I started to set boundaries, which brings me to the next thing. Setting boundaries is very important with the friend groups that you have, because sometimes when you don't set boundaries, and boundaries are on so many different levels. Boundaries could be like, oh, by 9 p.m. my phone is off. So after that, I'm totally unplugged, meaning the world can't reach me. I'm in my own space. I get to do things that I love. I get to, I don't know, just do me. Basically, I'm really big on boundaries because I realized I never had any, so the world would swing me everywhere it wanted to. Like with work, with friendships, people call you at certain hours, ask you to do certain things, sometimes whether you want to or not. Because I don't have boundaries, I would say yes, and after that start bitching about the whole situation, where I would have said no. It would be peaceful. I don't want peace, I want problems, you know. I used to want problems for myself, but now I'm more kind, loving, understanding to myself, that I've learned how to set healthy boundaries. And which brings me to another point. When you want to live the soft life, the friends, the friends that you have are very important. Because me, I have friends in my life that when I don't want to talk, when I say, you guys, this is grind season, don't call me after this time, it's not talking. But then you have friends who don't really know you so well, and then you tell them something like this, and then they say you're trying to be a snob and things like that. I hate that. So find good friends. That was my mom, she just texted. So on this journey of trying to live the soft life on a budget, you have to find good friends that are very understanding with your situation, because some friends put you in situations where they know you probably don't have money, and then you have to borrow money or do these things that you don't have to do. Also, you can have friends for different reasons. So I have my party friends, I have my work friends, I have my entrepreneurship friends, I have my leveling up friends, you know. I mean, I do have all round friends, but for the most part, I have friends for everything, which is very important. And the reason why I said you have to be discerning with the people around you is because sometimes you think certain people are your friends because you gave them the term friend, but are they really your friend? I'm only talking about this because I recently had a conversation with my niece, and she had this altercation, and I had to really point it out to her, to call a spade, which is this point when you have people in your life. Sometimes we get covered up by the thing, oh, this is my friend, or they help me with this, they help me with that. But being discerning means that you're able to see that they helped you with something and separate it from whether they're a good friend or a bad friend, or they did it for gains or something. I feel like this has already become a rant. I used to have this character whereby if you do something for me, I'll be like, oh my God, but this person did this for me, I can't let them down. No, no, no. But all these people are making excuses for doing terrible things after terrible thing after terrible thing. And at a certain point, I'm like, you know what, Sheila? I know they did this. I'm grateful for it, but I can't keep holding on. And I always preach knowing what's right from wrong. I don't care who you are to me. I don't care if you're my mom. I don't care if you're my dad. I don't care if you're my brother, sister, whoever. If you do something wrong and you wrong me personally, like I call a spade, I'll still love you, but I will keep myself out of it so that I live a stress-free life, which is what soft life is all about. It means being stress-free. And I know some people will be like, but this world is full of problems. There are always things that are happening. Yes, there are always things that are happening, but keeping a high vibration changes so much. I don't know if you've seen the vibration scale where the highest vibration is love, peace, all those things, and the lowest vibration is jealousy, envy, whatever. I'm going to pop it here. I don't have it off my head, but I'll just put it right here. What happens is that when bad things happen and you gravitate more towards these bad things, you're operating from a very low vibration, which means you're going to tend to do worse things. I'll give you an example of a work setting. You're in a work environment and maybe someone comes in, let's say your boss is not in a proper mental space, they probably didn't get enough sleep, has anxiety, all these things. They come, something happens, and then they are rude to you, they are very mean to you, they scream at you. What are you going to do? Sometimes you be mad, and what happens next? You're going to transfer that energy to the next person, and everything you're thinking about is going to come from that mental space, which is not helpful at all. Whereas if you operate from a place of calmness, positivity, and all that, love, I know it's hard, it takes so much practice, but you're like, you know what, this person probably dealing with their own things, and you just acknowledge it. They're probably dealing with their own things, and it has nothing to do with you, which in most cases it has nothing to do with you, but that movement of energy just takes you out of your element, and acting from a low vibration is not soft life. Me, I don't like arguing with people for no reason. If I'm going to, I always tell the people that I meet, and people that know me know this, that I keep saying that I try to stay away from trouble, and I know it seems like the easiest thing, but it's not. There is a lot of things going on in this world that I pick my battles. I pick and choose my battles. Some things are not worth fighting for, and that's why I said you have to choose the people around you, because having petty fights takes all your energy. It puts you in a lower vibration and all those things. We're here to talk about money, but you might look at it as a single aspect of life, but you don't know how that one aspect of life is going to be like, oh my god, I had a bad day, let me buy a beer. How many people are like that? Oh, I had a bad day, let me go get a joint. Oh, I had a bad day, I need to go out and dance. Oh, I had a bad day, let me swipe. You know, all these things, the list is endless. I had a bad day, let me order on Uber Eats. You know them things? And you might not acknowledge it right now, but if you're very mindful of the things that you do on a bad day after work, you will see that, oh my God, I'm literally putting myself in a worse situation when I could have turned this whole situation around. So I try to not sweat the small stuff as much as possible. One thing I also like is to treat myself. I'm still figuring out a very healthy way to treat myself, but I would say taking off my phone and having alone time for me is treating myself. Like, people are not calling me, no one can reach me, bro. That's the best time of my life. I am alone. I also realized that because summer was here, I'm an introverted extrovert. I'm an extroverted introvert. I don't know. I'm more of an introvert, but when I get out there, I'm very friendly. And I didn't realize that because the season of being friendly came, I made so many friends, and I've been having to tell so many people that, oh my God, you guys, it's grinding season now. I have to grind, because different groups of people call you for different plot all the time. And let me tell you, all that plot costs money, which brings me to the main event of this video. Where do you spend your money? What's the cost of your soft life? Do you even know? A lot of people go like, oh my God, I'm on a budget, I'm doing this, I'm not buying this anymore. But have you really sat down to see how much money you're spending on different things? Because I sat down after a very long time. I don't think I've done this since maybe March, the last time I actually did a YouTube video about money, like a serious YouTube video. It's the last time I sat down to look at my finances, and bro, doing this yesterday was very, very insightful. I've been complaining, oh my God. Well, I haven't been complaining. I've been knowing that I'm spending money and it's coming from somewhere, but I'm like, where is this money coming from? Only until I sat down yesterday, I started to notice how I'm spending so much money. And this is after deciding to not party the whole of September, which I'm proud of myself. I was looking at the amount of money I spent on drinks and all these things and going out, and it's within my budget. I was very proud of myself, I must say. I know I said earlier you don't need all these fancy things to live a soft life, but then there are things that you want to get for yourself that make you comfortable or bring a certain kind of satisfaction to you. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do all those things. I'm saying you should do them, but living within your means. But in order for you to start living within your means, you have to know where you're spending your money so that you can make wise decisions, which is what this video is all about. And looking at all this, I'm just like, wow, I spent money on all this stuff. Of course, the first of every month, I spend money on rent, which is, a necessity. And my rent increased. It used to be 1,200, now it's 1,280, which I'm very grateful for, because I met one of the guys in this apartment and he told me he pays 1,450 for an apartment, maybe half mine. I'm like, what? He pays more than me for a smaller space, but he also just moved in like a month ago, so that makes sense. Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Every month, well, not every month, I should be keeping a list of things I'm spending on. I did this for last month. I wrote down each and everything I was spending on, and boy, oh boy, is this very mind-blowing. Anyway, I wasn't very shocked because the month of September was very mindful. It wasn't like August, July, and all. Yo, I spent so much money in August and July, I don't even want to talk about. I don't even know where that money came from. It came from me somehow, but okay. Every time I get my payment, one thing I always do is to clear all my fixed expenses. Fixed expenses means rent, internet, transport, things like that. My fixed expenses come up to 1600, and I spent 2,900 in the month of September. So 2,900 minus 1,660, about that. I spent 1,240 on just spending, on myself. And if you've been here a while, I don't spend that much money on myself. I'm the most frugal person ever. But I haven't been frugal these past couple of months, maybe 5 months. I have not been frugal at all. I've been, a little bit frugal. Don't get this thing, don't get that. But when it comes to comfort, I give myself that comfort. And the only reason I'm able to give myself that comfort is because part of the fixed expenses that I have every month is savings. I put some savings aside, and I also put emergency money aside. Emergency means I'm out there and I need an Uber, but it's not in my budget. So I can get it because I put some money aside. One thing I really love is this Koho. I have my Koho card. Where is it? I don't feel like getting up. Is it in my bag? No, it's not. Koho is an online bank, and I know I have a lot of East African viewers, so this might not be helpful to you, but if you're in the States and Canada, Koho is an online bank. When I get my salary in my regular bank and then transfer it to Koho, which is my spendings account. So I give myself a budget every month. I realize my bank account has been in negative for a very long time. Not my bank account, my spending account. As you can see, I spent on a lot of things. Even right now, as of today when I'm recording this video, 2nd October, I cleared everything because it was in negative. That didn't mean I didn't have the money. That meant I overspent more than I should have. And keep in mind, during this time that I was overspending, I kept on reloading the account. So somehow money came from somewhere, well, in my emergency, that I wasn't realizing, and I wasn't mindful that I was spending it. Anyway, I feel like I keep on rambling and getting off track from what I was supposed to say, but looking through the things I spent on, when I was spending this money, I wasn't being mindful. I told myself for the past couple of months, I'm going to spend money in the most comfortable ways. Like, of course, I use my brain. Sometimes you don't have to spend money when you don't have to, but if you really need to, why the hell not? So I decided that I wanted to live the soft life that I wanted, to just see how much it costs, and wrote down everything I spent on. I believe my soft life is really cheap, by the way. The only thing I overspent money on this month, I went on a mini vacation. I hadn't planned for this because I already did my vacations for the year. I went to Toronto to visit my family, and I did a bunch of other things. So that was my vacation fund. This came very unaware. It was a friend's birthday. We're going out of town. I've always wanted to go to this place, and at first I was feeling bad about the money I spent, or I was going to spend, but guess what? The experience was amazing, and I would never trade that for anything. You guys, it was so much fun. Apart from the few misunderstandings we had there, everything was great. So I spent $431 on this mini vacation, which was from Friday night to Monday morning. That's not a long time, but this place was expensive, MONTREAL. As I look at all the things I spent on, that's one of the first things that took a lot of my money, because this vacation happened at the beginning of September. And after that, as I go through all my expenses, I do categorize them, as you can see, to make everything easier for me. Because I don't want to make this video longer than it already is, I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, but basically what I did was write them down and categorize them. By the way, this Excel sheet, if you want to use it, it's a free template I got on Google Sheets, but if you want to use this exact one, because I kind of changed it to match what I'm talking about, I will link it down below, so definitely check it out. I categorize my expenses because it helps me figure out what I'm spending own that's beyond my budget. So like right now, everything in red is way beyond my budget. I spent $29 on Uber, which is actually fine. It's not on my budget, but it's fine. It's fine because I used to spend way more than this, and all the things I spent Uber on this time I was mindful when I was making this decision. It wasn't a dumb decision. And another extra thing that I spent money on is fun with friends. Fun with friends means going out to buy drinks and all these things, hanging out with friends. I don't know, inviting people over to my house and I need to buy drinks. I spent $149 and I always give myself a budget of $100. I'm always below budget. Well, not always. Before summer I was below budget, but I've been going above my budget. This month, not so bad, only $49, which isn't bad. I also noticed that I'm paying money to Madame Bay, Madame Bay being my brand. I already have a side business that's supposed to cover the cost of these things, but I was incurring these costs by myself, and it's $125 every month getting out of my account. What? Madame Bay needs to pay me back as if it's a different person. But yeah, all these expenses come out of my expense account. And one thing I like out of my expense account, which is Coho, you can set up so many little savings accounts. I have accounts for vacation, for hair, for different things. When you set them up every week, it takes out the money without you. It spends the money for you basically. It's not spent, it's just put aside. So you think you're spending, you think you have no money, but you actually have money aside. And by the way, that's how I realized I was able to pay for all my vacations and all these expenses I had during this time I've been living the soft life. So if you want to live the soft life, it's very important for you to break down how much you're spending, and just on a normal day, on a normal week, on a normal month, how much you spend. I took a month, you can take a week, you can take 2 weeks. Figure out what soft life means to you. When you figure out what soft life means to you, this is the best part about this Excel sheet. You can use it how you want, put in how much money you make, use it how to budget. I've shared all this before with you guys, but basically when you do this, you can see if you have enough money to sustain your life because you're budgeting ahead of time, redistributing the money. Before the money even enters your account, you're redistributing it already, you know? So yeah, after doing this little exercise, you'll notice whether you're spending within or beyond your means. And after that, there are two choices. You either find a job that pays you better, find a side hustle, or live within your means. Just kind of change what soft life means to you. And I know some people like, oh, I have to pay for a gym membership. Bro, you don't have to go to the gym. Check out my previous video. I worked out at home every day. Also, when I was on my weight loss journey, I remember this very well. I only did home workouts. I did the cheapest things, choose the cheapest things. When it comes to food, you don't have to have a full fridge. I actually noticed having a full fridge is not good for me. It's not ideal for me because I waste a lot of food. And yeah, that's not nice. It's not nice throwing out food all the time and then saying, oh my God, I'm on a budget, but I'm buying food and throwing it away. What is that for, you know? So being more mindful and present in the life and the choices you're making is very helpful, and it starts from finding out the cost of your soft life and the cost of your life, because let's face it, life is all about money. And I know people will be like, oh, soft life is not about money, but money brings comfort, and that's the honest truth. You want to go anywhere, you want to do something, you need the money. You want life with ease, you need the money. Sometimes yes, sometimes not, but for the most part, yes. So let's just call a spade and call it what it is. We need to, secure the bag and all them things. So subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'm going to end this video here because it has already been too long. As always, do not forget to stay motivated, be patient, trust the process, and spread the love. I'll see you in the next one. Oh my God, that was something.